King Gnu has written the word I the same way for 7 years, boku. 8 times in Hakujitsu. 3 times in Ichizu. Then this song arrives, and the word is watashi. 12 times, across 8 lines. And boku never appears at all. Same band. Same songwriter, Tsuneta Daiki wrote all 4 of those songs himself. 7 years apart, and a completely different word for the self. On this channel, we read J-pop lyrics as literature. Geo Ghost came out on July 29, 2026, the opening theme for the new Ghost in the Shell series. Here is why that swap is invisible in English. English gives you exactly one word for this. There is no choice to make, so there is nothing for you to notice. Japanese makes you pick, every single time you refer to yourself. And this song picks the same one, 12 times over. Here is the line it keeps picking it in.
どの私も私よ
Our interpretation, whichever watashi, it is still watashi. 2 watashi in 5 words. And watashi is not a default setting. It is a decision. Before the song, one thing about the work it opens. Ghost in the Shell began as a manga by Shiro Masamune, serialized from 1989. The new television series started this July, and something unusual happened with its music. The opening is King Gnu, the ending is Millennium Parade, and Tsuneta Daiki leads both of them. Now, the title. In English the work is called Ghost in the Shell. In Japanese it is Kokaku Kido Tai. Attack, Shell, Mobile Riot Squad. Put the 2 titles next to each other and they have nothing in common. Not one word. And here is the part one did not expect. The English title came first. Shiro's editor has described how it went. Shiro handed in the Ghost in the Shell. The editor asked whether there was something flashier, and Shiro came back with Kokaku Kido Tai. The English is the author's own phrase. The Japanese title is the rewrite. So on a channel about what English loses, we are starting with a work whose English name is the original. Here's what's actually happening. Japanese has no single word for I. It has a set of them, and you pick one every time you open your mouth. Watashi works anywhere, a job interview, a funeral, a stage. Men use it, women use it. It is the self you hand to a room. The word boku is softer and more inward. The word ore is blunt and close and a little unguarded. This is not a gender system. It is a system for choosing which version of yourself to put forward. We took a King Gnu song apart once before, Hakujitsu, the theme for a drama about wrongful convictions. That is episode 10, and I am not going to redo it here. But go back and look at one thing in it. Every I in that song is boku. Now look at the pattern. Hakujitsu, 2019, boku 8 times, watashi 0. Ichizu, the Jutsu Kaisen 0 theme, 2021, boku 3 times, watashi 0. Specials, the Shibuya arc opening, 2023, no first person singular at all, that song is built out of you and we. 3 of the songs King Gnu is best known for outside Japan, and watashi does not turn up once. Then go goes to watashi, 12 times, across 8 lines. And boku is gone. Here is what happens when that crosses into English. Take the 2 lines the chorus is built on, for watashi between them. The translations you will find render them as every version of me is still me, and they're what make me who I am. 2 things fall out. The first is the choice itself. English has one word here, so the translator has nothing to choose and you have nothing to notice. That is a structural impossibility, not a failure of translation. The second one is quieter, and it costs more. The Japanese line is a request. It ends in a please. It is asking someone, or something, to make watashi into watashi. The English moves the subject over to the memories and lets them do the work. A plea turned into a description. Here is that line.
私を渡したら閉めてよ
Make me into me. And notice what saying that in Japanese costs you, you have to name yourself twice, and both times you have to decide which self you are naming. Let's turn that into something you can use. 4 words. 1 English word. The public one is watashi. It works in any room, and it tells you nothing about the speaker's gender. The soft one is boku, more inward, used with people you are comfortable around. The blunt one is ore, close, unguarded, and out of place in a job interview. And then there is jibun, which literally means one's own portion and is the word for looking at yourself from the outside. Here is the rule, and it costs you nothing. Open any lyric sheet and find the first person before you read anything else. Then open a different song by the same artist and do it again. If the word changed, that was not drift. Nobody wanders between these by accident. 3 words to take with you.
私、
Watashi. The character on its own means private, as opposed to public. It is the watashi in koshi, public and private. What it means is a pronoun, the I you hand to a room. The private character doing public work.
僕、
Boku. The character's older sense is servant. What it means now, a soft, personal I, with the humility worn almost all the way off.
合成、
Gosei. Literally, combine and become. What it means, synthesis, the word Japanese uses for synthetic speech, for a composited image, for a substance made rather than found. 1 more word, and then the sentence this whole song is built to say. The phrase behind the English title has a history of its own. The ghost in the machine was coined by the philosopher Gilbert Ryle, and he meant it as an insult, a way of mocking the idea that a mind is some separate thing riding around inside a body. Arthur Koestler put it on the cover of a book in 1967. And that is the phrase Shiro reached for when he named a story about minds inside manufactured bodies. This song has its own word for that.
人生は合成だ。
Life is a synthesis, gosei, combine and become. It is the ordinary Japanese word for synthetic speech, and for a composited image. In a story about a mind living in a built body, that is not a metaphor. It is the technical term. And now go back to the chorus with all of that in hand. Whichever watashi, it is still watashi. 12 times, 1 word, chosen on purpose, in a song about a self assembled out of parts that were never originally one thing. That is a sentence you can only write in a language that makes you choose. Your turn, and this one takes about 30 seconds. Open the lyrics to a song you already love, and find the first person before you read anything else. Then open a different song by the same artist and do it again. If the word moved, you have just caught a writer making a decision that no English translation of that song can show you. Tell me what you find in the comments. I read all of them. If you want the other King Gnu song, the one written entirely in Boku, that is episode 10, on screen now. Stream Go Ghost on Spotify, the link is below. The full written breakdown, with furigana and every source, is on our Substack. And if reading J-pop this way is your kind of listening, subscribe. Next time, another word the subtitles gave up on.